And her parents thought it was a good idea to set up her computer in the middle of all of her toys. Yeah, I'm just going to let your imagination run wild with that, because the worst thing you can imagine, that's what happened. That's exactly what it was like. So, and then her parents weren't even, they didn't have an adult in the room. So she was so distracted. I kept leaving feedback. It would help to have have an adult in the room. It would help to move the toys away. One of the things when you're leaving feedback, let's talk about feedback for just a second. I leave 4 sentences in my feedback. It takes me about that much time after each class. I leave four sentences. My first one says something nice about the kid. Cynthia is a fun student. I love John's enthusiasm. Joseph is such a hard worker. You know, something like that. Then I give 1 sentence that tells 2 things the student did well that day. She could talk about her family and she read CVC words. Then I give 1 thing that they need to work on. He should practice long A words. Closing sentence, I enjoy teaching him and I look forward to seeing him again. Teacher Diana, always sign your name. 4 sentences that way. Now, if there's a behavior problem, that's where that 1 thing to work on is going to be. But it's going to be a partnership. It's not going to be like, your kid is rude. Your kid bounces off the walls. I don't know about you, but with my kids, when a teacher does that to me, I'm like, hold it, chick. I'm not in that classroom. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you're doing to cause the problem. You know, but if the teacher comes to me and says, we're having this problem in the classroom, could you help by doing such and such? I would be happy to help you, teacher. Do that with your parents. It would help to have an adult in the room. It would help to make sure Angela does not bring her homework to class, whatever kind of thing that needs to be. Always bring it back to she will learn, you know, so that she can pay attention to the lesson. She will learn faster that way. That means a big deal to them. She will learn faster. So form a partnership with your feedback, but be honest with your feedback as well. So I've been leaving feedback, needing an adult in the room, moving the toys, but nothing was happening. There was a communication problem. There was a language barrier. So I contacted the CLT, Chinese lead teacher. I submitted a ticket on Freshdesk. I referenced one of the classes so they could see what the problem was, told them what was going on, asked them to contact the parents about it. Sure enough, parents did all those things, had an adult in the room. So now Cynthia is finally, she's there at the computer paying attention, but she's still distracted. She's got a lot to talk about and to show me. But watch how I acknowledge her interest. I don't acknowledge everything she shows me, but I do try to direct some of them. And I do try to let her fully explain, because you know what? If she doesn't fully explain now, it's going to come out down the road in the lesson. And so I might as well kind of form it and guide it right now. I also use this opportunity to use previously learned vocabulary. Watch as we talk about her balloon. She's also distracted looking around. I call her back gently with her name. And I give her physical involvement too, but notice hers looks different from John's. Let's watch Cynthia.
Did you play with toys today? I see your toys. That's fun. Yes. Excellent. These are my toys.
These are my toys.
Very good. They can stay there. They can stay there. Good job. You get $1.
It's my bubble.
Good. This is my, is it a balloon?
Yes.
This is my balloon.
This is my blow.
Is your balloon heavy or light?
Nice.
Good. My balloon is light.
My balloon is a light.
She cute or what?
Excellent.
Hat. Hat.
This one.
This is my grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Involve the people in the room.
Read this word to Grandma.
My grandma is the watch.
She is watching. Thank you, Grandma.
My grandpa is the seat on the table. My grandma is the seat on the table.
Did you see how she did that?
Good. My
Oh, that
grandma
was the wrong part. Sorry.
sits at the table.
This one.
My grandma and the grandpa sit in the table.
She was trying to say grandpa
That
earlier, but
was
she
great.
couldn't quite get it.
You get $1 for
That
a
was good.
great sentence. Now, Cynthia, read this word to Grandma and Grandma.
Back.
Show me your back. There it is. Good job, Cynthia.
She is so stinking cute. Hey, Max, would you ask your question out loud? Let's talk about your student.
Which one? I think I typed a bunch in the thing.
Max was talking about the one that gives the, is that you, Max? Okay,
Yeah.
you were talking about the one that gives the wrong answers.
Oh yeah, I have this really smart girl and she always gives, not always, but she's recently been giving the wrong answers on purpose. Like Mike is a girl, Meg is a boy, she's a boy, I'm a boy. Big A goes with little F, like the most bizarre things. And I know she knows the answers and she just laughs and laughs and it's funny. But then at some point I'm just like, okay, like it's taking so long to get through the lesson and we're missing stuff because she wants to be silly and then I can't use the word silly because that's
Yeah.
unacceptable. So I don't know how to say like the right word. And
Would you explain the silly thing? We have a lot of new teachers who may not know what you're talking about.
So I believe silly translates to dumb or stupid. So you're not supposed to use the word silly in your feedback because the Chinese parents will take it as you're calling their kids stupid.
Yeah.
So it's not polite, obviously.
Yeah.
So when
It's so
they're trying to
dumb.
be silly, you can't say that, but I'm not really sure the right word to say.
What do y'all suggest for Max? What ideas you have?
I can tell you what I did.
Go ahead.
So for that one kid, I wrote how, I can't remember her name, we'll call her Amy. Amy did wonderful in class today. She showed like strong understanding of the materials. However, she provided the opposite answers for laughs, or I said something like for laughs. But I'm very confident that she's like understands the material and she's excelling in class. Like I said something along those lines that I knew she knew what she was talking about.
I would add in some reward incentives on that one.
Okay.
My rewards, as you saw with John and you saw with, I'm having a brain block. Yeah, the girl. Yeah, squirrel. You know, they get 3 and then they get a star. So the way that works out then is they're getting a small reward about every slide or every other slide. And if it's up here where they can see it, it acts as a stronger incentive. They can see it building up. So when they get the 3, I'll say, depending on their level of English, how many party horns do you have? And if they just say 3, we make a sentence. I have 3 party horns. What do you get? I get a star.
Okay.
So we're getting more sentences in there. So then they're getting these all along. So then when she's getting silly, you go, you are funny. Okay, now, do you want a party horn? Yes. Okay. Tell me the right answer.
Okay, that's good.
And only give party horns for right answers. Laugh, ha 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 ha, you're funny. Now, what's the right answer? Try that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. That was a really good question. Christy. Boy, y'all got a lot of questions. And then I lose my spot. Christy, tell us about yours and the parents. Let's see if I can find her. She might not be able to unmute. Okay, I'm just going to say it. So Christy's having problems with parents talking over her. Anybody else have that problem? Never have that, right? Ha! I saw several hands do that. What do you do? What do you do when a parent's talking over you, correcting the child? My favorite is when they tell them the wrong answer. You know, things like that. I suggest humor. This one always works for me. Did mom tell you? So they get right away. This is not what's supposed to happen. Mom or dad is not supposed to give the answer. And you go, good job, mom. High five, mom. High five, high five. Give mom, high five, high five, high five. And then give mom a party horn. Let mom blow the party horn. Give her a reward. And they go, now, Josh, John, no mommy. And ask the question again. I also recommend that if this is the first few times you've had the student, let it go. Because quite frankly, mom doesn't know you. As far as she knows, you have the IQ of a toad and you're just going to mess everything up. Give her time to get used to you and to realize that you're actually very intelligent and you do know what you're talking about and quite skilled and well-trained. She's got to learn that from example, from seeing you in action with her kid. So it's just show her that you're doing a good job and eventually they'll let go. It'll take time. I've had some of them, they're like, when I've done that, I had one dad go, okay, I go. It was great. But generally, if you react with humor, they will too. And then in the feedback, if it continues to be a problem, even after you've very friendly asked them to stop in that way. In the feedback, I say, it's wonderful that John has such great support at home. He's now ready for the next step. He can come to class by himself, or if he's not ready for that, he can listen to his teacher and answer by himself. Then after, this will teach him to think in English and he will learn much more quickly. After class, he can practice with his family to learn even more. Thank you for supporting him. So you've just turned what they're doing into a positive thing, but we need to put it over here. So let's keep doing that positive thing, but let's put it over here at its proper time. So compliment them. Humor and compliments.